to tell you not to do things like this.
So initially when Marino and I walked this house, ooh, oh shit, see look, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about, horrible design. My contractor's about to die. But, all right, so today I'm in BelAir. I'm meeting my contractor here who's actually working on a project right behind me. There are a lot of mistakes with this house that could have been prevented. And I decided to make a video on what not to do and how to do things correctly because there's just so many problems with this house. So he's gonna meet me here. We're gonna walk inside, take a look at it, and actually point out the things that are done wrong and things to avoid when working with a contractor. So stand by, we're gonna go right in this mug. Here with Marino. Tell me where we're at today.
What do you mean?
Well, we're in BelAir.
Oh, I'm
What
BelAir.
are we working on?
We're in BelAir.
Yeah, but Marino's working on this 7,000 square foot house. And this is what the exterior looks like. A small upgrade from what it looked like a couple months ago. You guys are gonna soon see what it looks like on the inside. All right, so today's video is more of a lesson of what not to do. So I got Marino here, good friend, contractor.
There's mold on all the drywall that was removed. It was nasty. I'll give you the video so you can see it.
Really?
It was disgusting.
Bad mold, huh?
It was bad. We sprayed it and we were renting it right now.
Okay, so a little background on this house. This home is owned by a couple. They were hiring many different contractors, and essentially we got the call to come in and remedy issues. As you can see, it's like there used to be banister here, a railing. They didn't fix that. Floor was supposed to be done. A lot of this drywall work was already done, actually.
No, we just did that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You guys just finished it,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yeah, it's just got done.
Yeah, so as you can see, drywall was done. There were some bad issues right here. Didn't fit the door.
In here.
Oh, and so you know, it's FCC construction. Let me see a sweater. Yeah, so if you guys have questions, call FCC construction. How big is this house?
That's pretty big. It's something
Like 5,000, 6,000?
I think like 7,000 square feet.
7,000 square feet.
Okay, so let's look at the bottom. This is a perfect example of what not to do.
What not to do?
Whoever installed this vanity, they chopped part of the frame.
Wow.
Instead of, fixing the plumbing the right way and making it inside the wall, they thought they could get away with just cutting instead of. So what they did, instead of helping the case, they harmed the frame.
Caused more problems.
So now this is weakened. This is heavy. This is
Well, the
stone.
integrity of this is already compromised.
Plumbing is out the wall. It's not supposed to be outside the wall. It's supposed to be inside the wall.
That's pretty sad.
This is stone. It's heavy. Imagine what happened to the frame. Look at the quality of the tile.
I'm sure you guys can tell based on just the shadow and alignment. But look at the cuts, inconsistent cuts.
And right now we'll show the difference.
Look at the space right there from, it's hard to see, but the space on that tile, the space on that tile. The slope is actually supposed to slope towards the shower, and this actually slopes to the right. So it's kind of sad. Yeah, a lot of imperfections in this house.
And then let's go upstairs. So we're gonna do stone.
So they're in the process. The homeowners actually picked out this stack stone. So we got a 3-level home. Most of the living quarters are on the upper level. And when I first introduced Marino to this homeowner, it looked like they were doing some things incorrectly in the bathroom. And essentially they were, because now they're having to repair all the drywall due to water damage.
All sprinkler heads were damaged in this house. From the drywallers, painters. As you can see, these two I haven't removed yet, but they're crooked, they're broken. They glued them on instead of fixing them properly.
Oh, these are like little small things. Look at this. Baseboards. In my opinion, this should have been a bullnose instead of a 90 degree because you have a bullnose drywall. Moreno's was tasked only to repair the kitchen. And as you can see, he's taken on the entire task of the whole house. So it looks like the lighting and the sprinklers in here had to be adjusted.
We removed the whole ceiling because everything was not lined up. Everything was everywhere. So now everything is straight and lined up. Well, it should be.
This was a different stone for the backsplash. And there were a lot of imperfections with the installation. And the homeowners weren't satisfied. So they decided to do it the right way and go all the way across. So you have this entire huge backsplash. Still so many issues with this house, but
I'm trying to repair it.
It looks like, yeah, we're trying to improve this. This is 10 times better than what it was.
There's a joint here. You can barely see it.
Yeah. See, this is how it should. When you have to have a joint with a marble or a stone that has a pattern, you want to try and match the pattern so it looks kind of seamless.
I guess we're about to walk into the proper way of doing tile. This is how a bathroom should look like. Close it up. All the joints, metals, everything.
Soap box is centered. You got a threshold that's pitched in the right direction. You always want the water to slope into the tub. This looks good. Some of you guys may not notice is in some cases, walls aren't consistently straight. So you have to float a wall. So the variant in color was a painted wall versus mud that is floated in order to get the wall kind of plumb. It's a massive house. And the homeowner, how long have you been working on this?
About 2 months.
2 months. The homeowner thought she was going to be living in this house like 2 months. Yeah, 2 months ago. All right, can you hear that?
Anybody hear that?
You hear that? This is the incorrect tile job. So the first time we walked in here, the tile was actually cracking in certain areas. Oh, felt that one. So the reason it's cracking is because there wasn't enough adhesive placed underneath the tile.
The quality of this floor could definitely could fool anybody. The top part of this looks straight, everything matches, everything's perfectly fine. But once you start walking on this, you find the biggest issue that they didn't do.
Yeah.
It was not enough.
Looks great, but it cracks. What happens when you want to put a 600-pound table in here and chairs? These tiles are going to start snapping.
This whole corner had to be removed also because there was water damage everywhere. Both ends. That whole bottom part, this whole corner. Had to
So
be
you can kind of see where the drywall was cut open. All right here, all right here.
By the way, this is the proper way of covering the floor.
Which is what?
Which is 1/4-inch plywood, black paper
Okay.
for any moisture, and then double protection ram board right under it.
Okay. And the method for this is if any tools or anything heavy falls or slips, you're not damaging finished floor.
Can you see how much damage there is?
It's bowed?
It just goes.
Yeah.
It's about maybe between 3/16 to 1/4 inch of warp this whole area.
Yeah. So it's hard to see in the video, but the floor is actually warped.
Probably if you put it like.
Yeah, maybe a little.
And it causes cracks, it causes movement, it causes all kinds of problems regardless.
Yeah. And this is why Marino's here. He's here to save the day.
The whole year.
Fix the. He's here to save the house. Here to save money. So not only did the homeowner spend too much money on trying to do things her way, she didn't have anyone project managing the project. And she was hiring different trades. She was hiring different contractors that weren't licensed. And in turn, this is the quality of work you're getting.
The previous person that was in charge here wanted to change the fixture from the tub with ripping the tile out on this end,
Right.
to be able to get to the valve. But I saved the homeowner a couple hundreds, maybe 1,000, and I did a hole here.
Ah,
So dry was a lot cheaper to replace,
right.
and yet she gets to keep her tile inside intact. And again, back to the previous person, changed vanity,
Right.
and instead of, again, well, in this case, doing a better job. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that. Look at how they
Different tile, different color, different everything.
cut it in. Could have easily sourced this tile from somewhere else.
Or at least
just-
got a similar color.
Or just change the vanity to something that will cover it.
You got a bigger vanity. So finish is key. I don't know if you can see that big gap up there. That's a big gap right around the vent. It's just little things like that that make a difference. And we're standing in a home that's easily worth $6 to $7 million once it's finished completely.
This house had just, as you can see, the homeowner paid the new, or the existing, or the previous contractor to switch all the baseboard. Look, all the gaps. And they tried covering them up with cotton.
You see those gaps?
And look to
It's
the
all the way around. That's big. That's unacceptable.
unacceptable. Especially caulking on the new floor.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that's got to be a 1/4 inch of caulking on this side.
Easy. Yeah.
Unacceptable.
They just redid this floor. Okay, we're about to walk into Disneyland.
Let's go. I'm ready for the ride.
Okay. Previous electrician here didn't have a box for the lights. Once one of my guys tapped one of the lights, fell off. A wire was hanging. They was glued on with caulking.
Wow.
Okay, so we had to do 2 new boxes in there. That's what you see all the money. And there was, you could see, a 3-gang box. There was, all the lights were here instead of in the entrance.
Ah, so you had to walk into a dark room.
And turn on the lights
Turn
here
on the lights.
to be able to walk into the room. Now, the electricity.
Now you got power right there.
This is the worst part. I haven't touched, and I want to touch it.
Well, first off, I don't like the tile.
Well, that's a.
All right, so this is.
Well, hold on, let's stay here. How are you gonna walk out of your shower and almost hit your toilet? That design.
Yeah, steps to nowhere.
Second, that step is way too high.
Yeah.
On someone older.
Well, I
would
guess
not
if
be
you
able-
wanted to take a shit and then step into the shower.
and trip on it and
Yeah.
eat crap.
Jeez, this is a safety hazard.
Second, hose bit for the water supply for the toilet always goes on the left, doesn't go on the right.
Well, why is it coming out of the sidewall?
I have no idea.
Okay, so this is what we're pointing out. We have
The supply line for the toilet coming out of an unsightly area when typically it's coming out from behind the
Oh,
toilet.
actually, I just realized that that's not still not connected.
So I'm wondering if the toilet was actually facing this direction at one point.
It was. Okay, so back to the shower. So the first biggest issue there is here, as you can already see, zooming into the drain, the right-hand side of the drain.
Water is collecting right there.
Why is the water going to the right instead of into the drain?
Right. No pitch.
No pitch whatsoever.
Well, it looks like there's only one piece of tile right there. Is there 2 pieces of tile or
One
one?
piece of the tile was
There's 2 pieces of tile, but you can't have 2 pieces of tile and expect it to drain to the middle.
But another issue is, look at that bottom part of the downspout. Zoom in.
We're looking at the stopper.
Here.
What? It's overcut.
Yes.
Wow.
And I guess if it's easier for me to point it out, this is the stain of the water accumulating here instead of actually exiting the drain. So,
And this is why you gotta hire a professional, someone who knows what they're doing.
to tell you not to do things like this.
So initially when Marino and I walked this house, ooh, oh shit, see look, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about, horrible design. My contractor's about to die. But when we walked this house, there was actually someone in this bathroom tiling this, and we kind of powwowed after the fact and said, hey, this isn't a leak. And lo and behold, it's leaking, and that's why we're having all the drywall issues on the lower level.
Okay, last thing, it's not necessarily a giant, huge thing. There's no support on this glass.
Oh,
There's
shit.
no support on this glass.
Gotcha. So it's hard to see, but this glass is stopping right here. There's about 2.5, 3 feet of span, and that piece of glass is just wobbling. So let's say you lose your footing there, and you go to grab your hand right there, you and the glass is crashing down. It's only a matter of time before someone gets really hurt. And look at these joints. Look at that. There's a gap right there.
Yeah, the tub tile is horrible. The wall tile is somewhere okay.
So this is not good quality.
I'm not sure who did the stone. Not sure who cut everything, but very poor quality. So this is the master.
This is the master, except the same issues that we've seen all over the house. Gaps under the molding everywhere.
I've already seen this bathroom, so I'm prepared, but it's kind of harsh to look at how much money went into this to only have it look this way.
I guess let's start with the gap of the.
Yeah. Let's look at the grout.
That's half
So
an
look
inch,
at it.
or nicely 3/4 of an inch.
Let me see if I can zoom in up there. That grout line, although it's black, is massive. You got at least 3/4 of an inch grout, which is not necessary. And it slowly comes down and tapers down to 1/4 of an inch. But you don't have grout over here. This should be drywall.
Exactly what we showed downstairs in the bathroom, how we mudded and made it look clean. The quality was the same thing, except that we actually took the initiative and fixed it the right way. So at least with the untrained eye, you can't see those details. And this is where it all leaked. As soon as they turned on the water's off by the way.
Okay.
As soon as they turn on the water, everything leaked downstairs.
Dude, that drain is
Everything's
mess.
everything's crooked.
What's up with that thing?
We don't know
What's
what
up
it
with
is.
that?
We don't know what that is either. They took on, the plumber came, not the same plumber they had here before, but one that we bought in, the homeowner and I.
Yeah.
And he still couldn't figure out everything.
What's
because
going on?
There's not enough, everything's missing.
Wow. And this is another thing. I've dealt with this on our site. You're dealing with this now, is if things get misplaced or lost,
That's it.
you got to buy new items, and it costs money and time. So
This toilet, sorry.
No,
This
go ahead.
toilet was, the flange from it was just disappeared. We have a toilet, we don't have flange, so we can't connect it, so new toilet
wow.
has to be installed. It has to be installed, new toilet.
Yeah.
And all the drywall patching you see is what we did, because everything, according to the homeowner, was done already, and everything was horrible. Just horrible.
Yeah. And another suggestion for everyone who's following this, wondering who picks finishes and tiles. When you're dealing with a project this big, it's good to have a designer. Look at that shitty grout line. You got a super skinny grout line there and a super thick one there. But it's good to have a designer who's going to pay attention to all detail. I know it's something that may be costly, but at the end of the day, it's going to save you a lot of headache and money. So hire a designer, Hire a designer, hire proper contractors, hire licensed contractors. Marino's licensed. So,
Bonded and insured.
yeah, bonded and insured.
But yeah, well, floor, it's an issue all over the house. Baseboards are an issue all over the house. Same thing everywhere. If you want to point out that corner there's a bullnose drywall finish
Yeah.
with the stem.
Yeah, this is something that's always bothered me is like you got most squares are for modern homes or modern designs, but then you have this rounded bullnose edge. It just doesn't fit right. So it's a little pet peeve of mine.
Then once we uncover all the flooring, we'll show again. There's just imperfections everywhere. One of those was missing.
Oh, okay. Someone took, what is this? A modem?
I guess modem somewhere.
All right. So the issue with having multiple trades in the house is basically too many cooks in the kitchen, no one running the show, and things start to come up missing. And then you can't really hold anyone responsible because you don't know who to point a finger at. No one's really in control.
Look at that. Zoom in that bubble.
Oh, we got a big bubble up on the roof.
and a big bowl in the front.
What is that,
So,
water?
If you ask me, yes.
Yeah, it looks like water's gotten
looks
under
like
the
water.
paint and has started to bubble the paint.
That was not there a week ago.
Normally you see this on the interior or exterior when you have what, like a latex paint? Or is it specific paint?
No, this is because it's exterior paint. That's the reason why it bubbled up. Because
So
it's supposed to like kind of seal the waterproof the
Gotcha.
wall. And well, it's catching water.
I've seen it in a couple videos where there's like a big bubble hanging down from the ceiling. Similar situation, water got into the house.
According to what I know, the flooring was done and all the thresholds are not installed. There's huge humps going in and out of everywhere. For example, square to
Just flat.
I don't want to remove this because the guy's still working.
Yeah.
But we'll show that apart. Like all the flooring, we'll show it at the end.
This is a $7 million home in BelAir.
And this is what you get.
And this is the type of quality you get when you pick your own people to do work. Especially someone who's not on site all the time. So Marino, I think I could vouch for
I'm
him.
here about 80% of the time. I'm back and forth materials and stuff, but I'm here most of the time.
And the idea is you got to catch mistakes before they get too far down the line.
So this one wasn't completely horrible. The only thing that the homeowner pointed out, and definitely, do you see that line?
Yeah.
Was not straight whatsoever. Now it's not 100% straight, but it works. Oh, this is a perfect example of the threshold that I was talking about. This is finished. I didn't do this.
You got a couple, like a big crack right here.
Crack, gaps,
Gap right there.
fillers. I don't know, and then
So you got this, yeah. You got a big gap underneath the baseboard.
sad in so many ways.
And then it gets to a point where you can't really call trades back because it's been so long and no one really wants to come back and finish their job.
I
Yeah.
would like to show the finished product of it. Once
Well,
it's
hopefully,
done.
when do you expect it'll be done?
How we're going, I don't know. We keep on finding things. Things keep on popping up. Hidden things, like for example, the elevator downstairs.
Yeah.
That just happened a week ago.
The mold.
The mold.
This is part one of the BelAir debacle. That's what I'm going to nickname it. And then hopefully we're going to have a BelAir baller, like, finished product. For some reason, they were sold on the idea this was going to take minimal work to get going. And whoever sold them that idea pretty much lied to them and took their money.
Besides, I guess the cabinets and everything we're doing to them. So I guess it has to be another video because right now we're trying
Yeah.
to cover stuff.
Well, when everything is uncovered, we'll get back here and we'll take a look at it. If they want to contact you for anything, how do they reach you?
Reach out to you.
All right, give me a call. Thanks for your time, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.